The launch of Efficient's OptiCart RTLS, a real-time locating system for its backroom carts. OptiCart RTLS revealed that field employees performed required tasks differently, and some even relied on procedures that were in direct conflict with corporate guidelines. Today, the OptiCart RTLS technology provides team members and management with access to real-time information while teaching best practices based on actual events. Inconsistencies within the replenishment process become visible and get resolved. The replenishment process becomes consistent throughout the entire retail chain. The gap between corporate expectations and in-store execution diminishes. The OptiCart RTLS technology is successful because it is able to systematically arrange and transfer activity demands to field employees in a consistent, logical, and easily understandable format. Compliance guidelines have a positive impact on sales numbers and inventory levels, as well as the safety and well-being of team members and customers. Compliance with company guidelines provides the team with clear corporate directions. Field employees understand expectations and workflow is optimized. This leads to a lower turnover in the workforce and an enhanced customer experience. With this knowledge in mind, the idea for Safety and Compliance Management App, SCM, was born. Unfortunately, these advantages are often described as soft or non-monetary benefits because it's very difficult to associate them with an economic value. Some examples for soft benefits are clear company direction, consistent, systematically arranged activity demands to field employees, safety and well-being of team members and customers, regulatory compliance at the local, state, and federal levels, and ultimately, an enhanced customer experience. Soft benefits always pose the following question: how can financial stakeholders be certain that there is an actual return on investment for implementing a tool capable of responding to various ever-changing regulatory requirements related to compliance and safety? Professional compliance managers within Efficient's customer base described compliance-related applications. If done well, as most comparable with a finely tuned protection policy. Consider the following examples in a non-compliant environment and the financial risk they carry for every company. Lack of attention to product expiration dates cause hefty fines from regulatory and damage the brand. Occupational Safety and Health Administration, OSHA, and Americans with Disabilities Act, ADA violations rapidly turn into lawsuits and potential PR crises. Dysfunctional fire extinguishers, blocked emergency exits, blocked aisles, and improperly stored flammable merchandise cause chain-wide inspections by fire marshals, which could result in penalties or, even worse, store closures. Not following temperature guidelines in the fresh food industry violates Department of Health, HHS, and/or the Department of Agriculture, USDA rules, which result in penalties or, even worse, store closures. Not following temperature guidelines in the pharmaceutical industry causes even more harm. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, recently increased the penalties for companies found guilty of violations. These are some of the simplest guidelines, but references to corresponding incidents and related penalties can be found in almost every company's financial statement. Most companies already have safety and compliance guidelines in place. Those safety and compliance checks are usually performed on paper or with barcode recognition. None of the existing compliance checks are tamper-proof. The in-store reality is that the compliance checklist can easily be finalized from a desk or even away from the location with no policy in place that effectively verifies the physical presence of the person entrusted with the task anywhere near the designated checkpoints. The daily safety and compliance check is often seen as an inconvenience instead of an important precautionary action item designed to protect the customer served, as well as teammates and the corporation as a whole. Implementing Efficient's SCM app is simple, fast, effective, and inexpensive. Smart stations are added at defined, crucial checkpoints throughout the locality. Only physically approaching a smart station will activate a specific task window within the SCM app and present the user with a variety of questions based on the current location of the user. Leaving the proximity of the smart station will trigger the window to close and mark the task as incomplete. A missed task can only be completed by returning to the location, which activates the specific task window. Recommended areas of inspection could include building exterior, company assets, work floor environment, back room, food protection, temperature monitoring, restrooms, front end and checkout. Each area of inspection can be configured to require specific additional information on location, product, or condition of the inspected area. Inspection intervals can be configured in the settings of the SCM app to meet your company guidelines. All activities within the SCM app are automatically tagged with timestamps and the user performing the activity. Inconsistencies are recorded based on company guidelines and policies. Pictures can be taken and uploaded to support requests for maintenance. The result of every safety and compliance check is instantly available to team members and corporate management to promptly initiate corrective action when needed. The SCM app can easily be configured to meet your company's specific safety and compliance requirements. The monitor data provides corporate-wide real-time status on safety and compliance activities, analysis of existing safety and compliance guidelines, tamper-proof track record of historically performed safety and compliance measures to authorities mitigate the risk of penalties, trouble-free relations with regulatory agencies, safe and healthy environment for team members and customers. Welcome to Effizient SCM, Effizient Safety and Compliance Management App.